7 essential beginner's tips for Star Wars Battlefront. The game has just launched, and if you want to see my full impressions, you can check out 2 other videos that I've made, one on the Xbox One and one on the PC. They're linked in the top right hand corner now, but I didn't really detail anything in those videos about how you can make the most out of the launch of this game and learn the ropes. Tip number 1. Don't spend all your credits at once. The starter blasters, the E11 and the A280C for the Imperials and the Rebels, are perfect to get you started and are only one part of your weapons arsenal. You've also got those star cards to consider, and it's those that you really want to be concentrating on. Leave the blasters alone. You can get close to rank 10 without really needing to invest any credits there, but get yourself on the grind and unlock some star cards. Rank 2 unlocks the thermal detonator, your run-of-the-mill grenade, really helpful in almost any close to medium range situation, and a must-have in your loadout. Rank number 3 brings the scout pistol, which is a double-shot pistol that does massive damage to infantry up close, and rank 5 gives you the pulse cannon, a deadly charge rifle that's great for dropping longer range targets. Save those pennies, unlock the star cards, and the blasters will come later. Tip number 2. Aim for the weak spot. An addition since the beta is the inclusion of a weak spot on the AT-ATs during matches of Walker Assault. Once the Y-Wings fly over and drop the shield that's protecting the Walkers, hammer the underbelly of it with anything that you can. The Ion Torpedo star card comes in really handy here, and if you happen to have a spare thermal imploder you picked up, lob that towards it as well. It'll take massive damage. You can be very vulnerable when attacking the Walker though, as you're not really looking around for those pesky stormtroopers. So best to find some solid cover to peek out from, or better yet, see if there are any squad shields set up that you can take cover in. Tip number 3. Play the objective. And this shouldn't have to be said, you should always be playing the objective, but in Battlefront you're well rewarded for doing so. You get defense points per kill if you take out approaching enemies, and you get capture points for taking the zone out of enemy hands. It's worth noting that sometimes these zones can be very, very open, so seeking cover is essential if you want to collect those points. Tip number 4. Spawn on your partner, but take care. Battlefront, like many other team-based shooters out there, gives you the ability to spawn on your buddy or partner. This is a great feature as you've now doubled the firepower and effectiveness of your partner by joining him, and if you happen to come across any enemies, you'll stand a much better chance of surviving. 2 weapons is always better than 1. But be warned, there's no trigger to stop you spawning on your partner when they're in danger or in a gunfight. Spawn in then, and you'll likely be killed before you've even had a chance to think. Tip number 5. Jump Pack for defense. The Jump Pack card is unlocked at rank 13, so if you're a new player you probably won't see it at all until you climb the ladder a little bit further, but if you do get your hands on it later, make sure you use it defensively as much as you can. You can evade a chasing enemy or avoid a locked-on homing missile shot with a quick blast of your Jump Pack. You're straight out of there. You can also use it to get into a better position during the battle, which will help you when defending capture points. It is worth noting that the Jump Pack is also much faster than running, so if you've got some way to travel before you get to your capture point, tap it and zoom ahead. Tip number 6. Be cautious with your power-ups. There are going to be plenty of times that you grab power-ups in Star Wars Battlefront and get something that you might not necessarily want. Perhaps the most appealing out there are the thermal imploder and the smart rocket alongside the orbital strike, and things like the infantry turret and the droid kind of just aren't as cool. But all of these power-ups will help you in one way or another, and even if it isn't something you particularly want, it's advisable that you go ahead and use it anyway. You can run up to another pickup and hit the interact key, and it will rerun the randomizer and give you another pickup, but rather than doing that and wasting the pickup that you already had, why not try using it first and then pick up the second one? It might be just the thing you need in that situation. And finally, tip number 7. Try to use third-person mode as much as you can. I explained this all in a previous video, which is linked in the top right hand corner now, but to summarise, third person gives you a wider field of view, allowing you to see more of what's going on all of the time. I only use first person when aiming for really long range targets, and even then, that's only when I remember to use it, as the vision is narrower and you'll find it easier to pinpoint movement. Use these tips as you wish, but there's some of the things that I found really helpful in ranking up. Once you get past level 10, things do start to open up a little bit, and some of these things will no longer be essential, but for getting started, these should really help you set you on your way. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other tips you found helpful, make sure you share them in the comments and we'll get them spread out amongst the community. And whilst you're down there, drop me a like as well. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.